Hey algebra students, and welcome to a discussion. I just wanted to go over this really quick, make sure that we all know what we're doing and how to get the most points. So when you get to a page like this, it is going to tell you you're doing a discussion, and step number 1 is just to click on the Google Slide link there. When you click on it, it's going to force you to make a copy, so you'll hit make a copy. And then you have 2 requirements here. So the first one is you have to do the growth mindset slide, and then there are 2 math slides, math content slides. You just have to pick one of those. So overall, out of these 3 slides, you're just completing 2 of them, okay? So the way that this is set up here, you have a sentence requirement for each slide that you complete, okay? I want to make sure that you are answering your questions with full sentences and correct grammar. With the growth mindset slide, I'm asking you to make some kind of a connection to that video and your own life, your own brain. So that tells me that you clearly watched the video, but also that you're taking in the material and trying to apply it to yourself, just to help you actually work on a growth mindset. And then, so again, connection to the video as well as your personal life. And then for the math content, I'm looking for actual explanations of how to do the math. Okay, that tells me how your brain's working and how I can improve on my own teaching, because that tells me where you might be making mistakes, if you are, things like that. And then the other part is just that your math is actually correct. Again, it's telling me that you're doing the math and how I can help you in the future. That also tells me how I can help students that aren't just you, okay? So that's how you're going to be graded. Think of this as your rubric, okay? So sentence requirements, 5 points for each slide, grammar is 5 points, connection to the video is 20, connection to personal life is 20, depth of explanation is 20, and then math correctness. Your depth of explanation can also be just showing your work. So if you write down the problem on a piece of paper and then take a screenshot of that and then add that screenshot to your slide, that works too as your explanation. Maybe it's easier for you to type it out. You can type out an explanation and use that too. Okay, so there's different options there. And if you want to make a video like I am now and add a link to that, even better. Okay, would love to see your faces. So getting into the actual slides here, option 1 is a math content slide, okay? You might not be on this actual discussion. This is just a generic example. But what you would be doing is just answering the question as thoroughly as you can. So in this one, you're modeling with mathematics. It's asking you if this situation represents a function. So over here in this box, I would say yes or no, and then explain why I think that, okay? That's the biggest thing for these discussions, is you're starting a conversation. If you just say yes and move on, there's no way that myself or anybody else in the class would be able to respond to that. It's just I'm looking for how your brain works. Okay, so yes, and then tell me why, or no, and then tell me why. Okay, so a lot of that explain is what I'm looking for. Finding the domain and range. Is it discrete or continuous, and how do you know? Again, the how do you know is tell me how your brain's working. Okay, so that's a math content slide and an example. The next one, you are going to answer the scenario here in this one, and then you're going to create a scenario for yourself, okay, or for me, I guess. So this one's about a cell phone company. Maybe you make one about a movie theater and their tickets or movie prices, things like that. So your sentence requirement here is just actually creating that scenario instead of giving me an equation or something like that. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things for this discussion, you would choose one of these 2 math slides, so option 1 or option 2. So you'd choose one of them, and then again, your required growth mindset video. You would watch this video, and then you're going to tell me what the difference is between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And then answer a question about math in your personal life. Okay. After that, make sure that you are clicking on share at the top right. So right now this little lock symbol means that it's restricted. So if I was to share this, no one else can see it. Okay, only you can see it. So make sure that when you click on it, you say I Succeed Virtual High School. So then anyone or anytime that I click on it, I can see it. You can also do anyone with the link. Either one of those options works. Just make sure it's not restricted. If it's restricted, I can't see it, and then I'm going to ask you to resubmit for grading. Okay? Also, email me anytime if you have any questions.